Hello and happy Friday. It's Dad and I. Todd across from me, I'm Hudson. John's on the couch, as always. And this is our double numbers, which will be one of the last times we do this, as we said in our Todd's Tips, because we have VOMP Plus starting in December. We are going to start tentatively. Our plan is December 4th. That's
4th
the
is
Monday.
the Monday
Launch. And then the first fireside chat will be the next day, Tuesday morning, that Dad and I will be doing. So anyway, like we've been doing, John's going to give us the VOMP numbers. Dad and I will give our abbreviated numbers because this is for the VO Marketing Pro group. And then we'll do the VOMP Plus numbers so that people can see what we'll be doing.
Deeper dive.
Once again, the second part of this video, the VOMP Plus numbers will be only for the VOMP Plus members in our private Facebook. So keep that in mind. If you want more information about that, you can contact us and we'll be happy to give you more information. So with that said, on to Johnny for VOMP.
All right, 54 warm responses this week. Another nice time, a nice set of warm responses there. We had 12 auditions, and then 6 jobs reported. Mauricio Perez, Tyler Boss, Jerry Bahari, believe I'm pronouncing that right, Donnie Barnes with a recurring client, and Hudson Barsness with 2 recurring clients. So that's 6. Nice to see some people that have been sticking with it. You know, sometimes it just takes some time. You just never know. You hit the people at the right time. Some people start off and hit them right up, send out me, I was just looking for something. And some of them, it just takes time to get that moving.
It's funny because Jerry Bahari is brand new. He's
relatively
new. He hasn't sent out a ton of emails, and that's one of those situations that he hit right at the right time, which is awesome. Yep. Can't deny that. But for the people who have been, Tyler Boss has been around for
Donnie Barnes has been
around.
Time.
Mauricio
Appreciate that.
is a little bit newer too.
Yep.
So anyway, just a mix of there can be some success early and there can be some continued success for people who have been putting in a lot of time and effort and lots of emails for as long as.
There's one person on that list that has a skill that I don't have. I'm not going to say who it was, and I passed my client on to him, and that's something that you can do too. I mean, you might have people that you refer that aren't a part of VO Marketing Pro, but I'm not God's gift to every voiceover project. Sometimes they want somebody younger. A lot of times I'll fire them off to Hudson. There's several other people in our group that are younger and have a younger sounding voice, female, British accent, Spanish, all these different things, German. We have people that can help out. So if you have somebody like that and you can't do it, keep it in the family, keep it in the community. It's a great way to encourage other people.
Yep. We send out lots of emails for the roster, kind of going off that. And that's who we focus. We try to get work for the people that are on the roster because they've been with us for a long time. They're proven to put out a good product, answer in a good time. And like I said, just been with us for a long time. But sometimes it isn't just fitting the client. Somebody isn't fitting yet. And that's what we have a smaller roster than other platforms, obviously. And so be ready. We do try to get the work no matter what for somebody in VO Marketing Pro. We're direct email marketing. It is specific for the people on the roster if we can get that. But if they're not, if somebody doesn't fit on there, we are able to give other people, and that's also the way that we keep things in-house and have them keep coming back to the roster and our group. So,
are there open spots on the roster if people are interested watching that say, hey, I have a pro demo, I think I might be maybe a decent fit. How do I find out if I'm a good fit?
Yeah, well, you're definitely is more than welcome to ask. The big thing that we want is to make sure that when a client comes to us, we're still building this roster, making sure that we have people come back to us, sending out lots of emails, cold calling, and things like that. And so we want to make sure that the person is willing to work with us, that they're quick at responding, they're flexible with their budgets. And so those
typically no agent involvement.
Typically no agents involved.
Because we hawk ourselves as a non-commission. That is on the other side of things for the client. Yeah, you're not having to pay a commission. And I'll speak for you because sometimes when you're the one doing it. It's your company. I don't have a stake in it other than you boys own the company. But it's also them. It's a trust relationship.
Yep.
You're trusting us to do as much as we possibly can to get you jobs, and we're trusting you to report those jobs to us.
Yes. Reporting, if you're good, that's a big thing. If you're good at reporting, we're more apt to put you on that too, because that's what we're marketing for you.
That's how we make money too.
That's how we make money too.
So you can contact John.
You can contact me.
John Barsness
Yep.
at VOMarketingpro.com.
I'm not going to promise anything, and it's not a reflection on your talent.
It's whether or not we have space.
It's whether or not we have space and whether or not we think that's a good fit. And lots of times it takes us a little bit of time to get to know you, because we just want to make sure we have the best product out there.
Good.
So
good explanation.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Good enough for you.
Oh,
Good enough for
I'll
you.
say,
One more thing.
We've had a lot of people ask about VOMP Plus. And so we're getting that going here, as you said earlier, going to hopefully launch on December 4th. First fireside chat will be Tuesday the 5th.
Yeah.
If you're interested and you already kind of know what the cost is, and you already know kind of what you're in for it, you want to do it, then send us a request to join the group VOMP Plus on Facebook, and that'll be an indication to us that you're interested in joining, and then I might reach out to you, or we might let you in, and that'll be how we kind of know if you're interested and that you're ready to go for payment. If you have questions about what it costs or what's included, then let me know first. Don't just ask to be added, because we don't just add anybody without knowing if they're up to speed. And then I do have several people that are interested, and I will send out, for those that are watching, I will send you an invite or ask you to let me know your Facebook profile that you're going to use, so that I can invite you to be a part of the group, and then we'll start invoicing you in December. I hope that's clear. Make sure you can, if you have everything clear onto what the cost is going to be, and you know what you're getting in it, then send us a request. If you don't, then send me an email, johnbarsness@vomarketingpro.com, and I can give you those details. And then for those that have already showed quite a bit of interest,
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes.
If you have questions, just email John. He'll help you either way. We'll help you either way. So, all right.
That's it.
Before we go on to the VOMP Plus numbers, I'm going to give my quick numbers, and so is Dad. So this week, direct email marketing, 4 warm responses. I had 1 audition. And then I had 14 projects that I worked on this week. 0 new clients, 2 recurring for direct email marketing. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 jobs on Upwork, 5 on Fiverr, 0 on Voice 123. I did 9 hours of editing for Dad for a grand total of $1,432.65.
Nice.
$1,432.65 all together.
It's 2 weeks worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dropped it.
Fumble.
Long way down there.
No editing.
So, my weekly totals, I made my goal of $6,000 this week. Upwork, 3 jobs, all from the same client.
Nice.
I'll tell you more about that in the VOMP Plus group. Fiverr, a good week again, $2,048.80. Direct marketing, $3,584.10. My total, $6,172.90. $6,172.90 for this week. That's my totals.
Nice. All right.
So now we pretend,
Yeah.
kind of pretend with this video, right, that we would be, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for the VOMP
If
numbers.
you want
let
to
us
become
know.
a member of VOMP Plus, then you'll get this other added information.
There you have it.
Now, this is what you would get with VOMP Plus,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
This added information. Got anything for us, John, or you want us to talk about some things?
Yeah, and you guys can obviously weigh in on this. And sometimes I think one thing nice about VOMP Plus is that we'll be able to kind of go back and forth, and sometimes there could be disagreements within what we, or somebody, you guys knowing better what to do, or maybe Joe and I know something better to do with marketing. But Joe and I were talking about, so feel free to disagree or whatever. But
I disagree.
Yeah. We were talking this week about some people have been asking about staying in front of their what to do with marketing around the holiday. And one of the things that you can do is if you have a client list and or warm response list is you can, what we think is a good idea is maybe you send a holiday kind of, give some information about or talk about the holiday that's coming up and, thanking them either if it's a client, thanking them for their business or, hoping to work with you, next year or whatever. And then, maybe have a link to a recent project that you're proud of and then just remind them that what you do and all that kind of stuff. And that might be a good way of like a holiday thing because it can be slower this time of year and you might be looking for something as a warm response or an update like that. Or just talking about the holidays in general. So we were talking about that being you can do warm responses 3 to 4 times a year, but maybe a good idea around the holidays is just to do something a little different. You don't want to get too cute, like sending a picture of your family at Thanksgiving or things like that. But maybe just kind of talking about the holidays and being thankful for them or thankful for the opportunity of what you're doing. Yeah. And then, have a good subject line, but something that we were just talking about because some people have suggested that's what they do. Mm-hmm. Or that there's quite a few people that are a part of our group that go on vacation around this time because it does slow down. And so maybe you do some sort of out of studio to those people as well. So a couple suggestions that we have for people. I don't know, you guys can weigh in on that, but that's something that we talked about that is a little different than maybe not generic, but more common warm response updates that we send out to people. I wouldn't suggest that for the people that haven't gotten back to you, that you reach out to, but more so the people that you work with or people that you have warm responses with. So
yeah, you can feel out your clients or people like that you deal with if you have some people I have a closer relationship with my direct marketing clients than I do others. And so maybe you do send, an update from your family or maybe they've asked you, stuff like that. Anyway, not to get into the weeds too much, but just I agree using that as a time to say, hey, I just wanted to say, Merry Christmas. I want to say thanks for using my voice this year and, let me know if you need anything else. But I really appreciated the business friendship. Maybe it won't even garner anything per se, but it's at least
a different
being
type
nice.
of touch.
It kind of is a different touch. Yeah.
Yep.
So I would do that as well. I'll be doing that, I should say.
It's been a few years, but I know when I didn't have as many clients, I went down the list. It's been maybe 3 years ago that I did this. I went down the list and picked out my top 5 clients and sent them a handwritten Christmas card. Just because I was appreciative of all the work. I mean, some of them were in the tens of thousands of dollars, and I thought I can take some time to just, and now I've heard people talk about this, that snail mail, you just don't get very much anymore. You used to open up the mailbox and you'd have 5 letters, you have 5 letters, 3 bills, 1 piece of junk mail and something from, relatives or something, or a check, if you're in business. Now, there's just not that much snail mail. So that can stand out sometimes, just taking the time to handwrite a note and thank those clients. And that's where, sometimes like Mom, she does all the invoicing and she has relationships with my clients sometimes that are better than me. So she's asking about kids and asking about vacation, and she writes a little something about what's going on in our life to the people that it's appropriate. Yeah, that's your point.
Yep. Yeah, not more generic. You'll know.
Yeah, and then I just would say a couple of things to be careful of. Not that it's a big deal, but you just want to be careful nowadays. People could argue whatever. Some people don't like Merry Christmas.
Yes,
Some
correct.
people don't celebrate Christmas. I know, you can kind of laugh about it, but the point being is you have clients there,
Yep.
and you're trying to not offend them.
Yep.
If you're in business, you're trying not to offend them, and there's no reason to take something like that. I like saying Merry Christmas. I like Christmas, but I think you just have to be careful. I think you have to be careful just assuming when you go to different cultures across the globe. Like I sent some things out to clients, and I just said, here in the United States, we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas because they don't celebrate those.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a global economy, so they understand it and they think about it and they're fine with it. But just being sensitive to those things, I don't think it has to be, hogtied or whatever, hamstrung. If you make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. Most people are good with it. I'm just telling you, there's just some things to think about.
Yes.
Don't make it too complicated, but.
Yep, that's it.
All right. On to our numbers. So like I said, this week I had 14 jobs. Like I said, I had 2 from recurring clients. One was $125. This person has used me. These people have used me multiple times, and this time it was a 600 word job, and it's 2 times the size of what we usually do. And we have an agreement on price budget for 1 to 2 minute videos, and it's $125. Well, I asked them if, since it was double, if we could either double it or at least get a little bit more out of the budget, and they asked if I would stay at the 125, which they've been a good client, and so I decided I'd rather keep them as a client and keep them happy and do it for that, than say, you know what, I just can't do it for that. We're gonna have to move on or something like that. Because in the end, I might end up making more money anyway by getting more projects. So that's just something that I do. Would I have liked to have gotten 200 even for it? That would have been nice and maybe even practical, but.
As you
Anyway.
get busier, though, you probably would be more apt to say, this has got to change at some point, possibly.
Maybe.
You might.
Maybe.
Just because.
Yep. I talked with Dad about that, and I won't get in that too much, but when you have people when you're new that use you a fair amount and are easy to work with, it's a little bit hard sometimes. I haven't gotten that far yet where it's like having to decide who do I, shuffle off. But I don't know if it'll be that easy. I've seen Dad do that, and I say, well, it should just be so easy. It's not that easy. So anyway, and then I had a 15-second commercial that I got $350 for. So I guess it evened out. So direct email marketing on $475 this week. Upwork, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs on Upwork. Four $50 jobs, a $75 job, a $100 job, and a $175 job. So I got $495.25 out of Upwork this week. It was a very good week for me, obviously numbers wise, because my goal is $750. Fiverr came through. Actually, today I had 3 jobs of over. One was 50, one was 60, and one was 70. So that was nice. So I had 2 others, a $32 job and an $8 job. So there's your both ends of the spectrum there. Still nothing on Voice 1, 2, 3. I haven't booked any jobs.
And you and I had a fireside chat. What was it? Maybe Tuesday morning about that. And we talked about that. And we said, well, this would have been a good discussion to let people in on. So maybe we'll have that discussion again sometime with a fireside chat about the why you're doing Voice 1, 2, 3 and the ins and outs of, maybe being ready or not being ready and how much time to spend, different things like that.
So my voiceover alone numbers this week were $1,152.65. And then I did 9 hours of editing for Dad, which is $20 an hour. $280 before taxes, I guess you'd say. So $1,432.65 was my whole entire week. So almost exactly 2 times what I need.
Do you think, I won't hold you to this if you actually run the numbers, do you think that week is indicative of, like if you had a pie chart, would that be somewhat indicative of your year at the end of the year? Upwork, direct marketing, Fiverr. This
was a better week than I'm accustomed to.
I'm talking about the breakdown of the different fishing holes,
Sure.
the different marketing holes, the different income streams.
Direct and Upwork are by far my most lucrative. I get the most jobs and money from that, and then Fiverr is always down.
But
what are
for
you
instance,
asking then?
I'm asking, like I could tell you, I could do my numbers really quickly here, and I could say out of the amount of money that I made this week, this percentage was direct marketing, this percentage was Fiverr, this percentage was Upwork, and that's fairly indicative of what my income is week after week, so month after month, and for the year. I just was curious if you knew.
So direct marketing and Upwork are probably 60 to 75% of my total income, and then 20 to 25 is obviously from editing from you and Fiverr.
Right.
Probably.
But we had a talk again, I think it was the next day on our fireside chat, not on the, not on camera. About you wanting to get more direct marketing, less Upwork. Not that you want to increase in Upwork, but you want the percentage to grow for direct marketing, because direct marketing is diversity within diversity, and you don't want to be beholden to platforms. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I was going with that. So
sure, yeah. Once again, direct and Upwork. I like Upwork a lot. I haven't had a bad experience on there, and I like direct marketing because I usually the projects are more. I get more money for them.
Yeah.
And I don't like Fiverr so much, and the numbers kind of tell that. So anyway, so. Go ahead with your numbers.
Yeah, as we have those numbers, I'd be interested in hearing what your direct marketing numbers are separated from your Upwork numbers, just so that you could see if you wanted to put more effort toward that. Or again, I don't think you probably will, but I'm wondering as you continue to get further down in your direct marketing or further along in your direct marketing, if that number isn't going to go up and your pie is going to shape just a little bit differently.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Yeah. I passed, by the way,
$40,000.
Nice. For this year. So,
why $40,000? Why is that?
Because that's 24%, and the top 24% of voice talent make $40,000 or more, and 76% make less than that. So I wanted to be above that, not to
That's according to the National Association of Voice Actors, NAVA, their survey of 2022. And so we've kind of used that as a benchmark this year for his third year to be able to say, can you make more than $40,000? And that puts you in that 24 percentile. So congratulations.
Thanks.
That's great. So for me, Upwork, I had 3 jobs, all from the same client. And he was talking about sending me some more scripts. They're all with the same company. It's and they're $200 a piece, so I get 180. And I liked what he said, and I don't know what he means by this because I didn't keep going back. But I said, it's good to hear that there's more scripts coming. How many? And he said many.
Nice.
I don't know what many means. I'm hoping many means 20. Because that'd be 50. A nice payday. And I don't know how Upwork works because I'm a novice on it, but $540 for me in a week is great on a brand new platform that I'm, trying to work my way up the food chain.
You made more than I did.
Well, and I'm hoping that does something on there. I don't know how it works. The algorithm, I don't know if getting a recurring client just like on Fiverr helps. I would imagine, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was glad for that. Fiverr, I had 16 jobs, $2,048.80. And my direct marketing, 26 jobs.
Wow.
$3,584.10. My total was $6,172.90. I'm trying to make $6,000 a week, which would get me at around $300,000 or a little above. $6,172.90. Somebody says, "What? You did 45 total projects this week?" And that's the difference between how I run my business and a lot of people do. People in the voiceover industry, maybe you, which is fine. Your business is your business. Mine is I'm in business to make money. I don't care what other people in the industry say I have to do because I didn't even know they existed until I was making a lot of money. And I just ran my business like I ran my business, and they aren't paying me. Mm-hmm. So I have to do what I think is best for my business, and you do too. But just understand there are 2 paths out there, distinct paths. One is keep your numbers high for each project. And some people would say, well, I made $3,500 for one regional commercial this week.
But was
Great.
that the only commercial?
It might have been the only one they did, but that's fine if that's what you want to do. And some people do that regularly, and more power to you. I mean, I did 45 jobs this week. That amounts to about 3 hours a day in the studio. You maybe do one session and you're done for the week. Fine. It's just two different ways of thinking about it. And mine is just I'm trying to make a certain amount every single day and every single month and every single year. And for me, that works. But you just need to understand when you hear my numbers and your numbers, because you do the same thing, is we're trying to fill up our day with as many projects as possible. And that's different. And you just need to know that. And again, you might have a different philosophy, which is fine. You can still do direct marketing. You can still be a part of VO Marketing Pro Plus. That's not going to prohibit you. I just want you to know up front that that's how I do things. And that's, I think, how I can make $6,100 in a week and consistently. So one of the things I was going to say was just a little tidbit, and this isn't going to be brand new, but like, for instance, Upwork. And Jonathan had to do this back in 2017 and 18 with me, encourage me to hang in there when things were not very fun with Upwork.
Fiverr.
What's that?
Fiverr.
Excuse me, Fiverr. Yeah, thank you. And Hudson is, doing that with me for Upwork, and I kind of know better now going on to a new platform. But it's not the most fun to have to kind of start over. But I do simple math, and this is it: a simple plan that works. And this is something you can take to the bank. A simple plan that works. This is VO success math. Simple plan that works plus numbers, plus time equals success. A simple plan that works, and that's what I'm doing with Fiverr, Upwork, and direct marketing. And I do some voices.com. And then a lot of numbers. And you have to do that with anything. And we've talked about that, about agents, about just being on platforms, about direct marketing, about just building out your website. It's going to take time. But get a simple plan that works. Put in the numbers and the time, and there will be success. You're proving that. VOMP is proving that. No?
No. I know.
Okay.
I actually took a deep breath there.
That's okay. Yeah.
You were going, but that's, to me, talent is icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. If you have talent, icing on the cake, you'll probably be more successful than I am. But all I do is a simple plan. I know it works. I put in the numbers. That's what I'm doing with Upwork. I'm putting out proposals like you've told me to do, just doing small things, and then just putting in the time. And there's more success already with Upwork. So,
yeah. So there you have it. There's our VOMP stuff. Once again, or VOMP Plus stuff, if you're interested in more information about VOMP Plus, get a hold of us, and we'll be happy to help you out. December 4th is when we're going to start, and December 5th will be the first fireside chat. So hopefully we'll be seeing you soon. If you have questions about those things when they come out, ask away, because that's what our community is about. So thanks for watching our numbers. If you do want to, and you're watching and you're not going to be part of VOMP Plus, and you want to share your numbers with the group, you can certainly share them with us either privately through our emails or in the comment section. We always like to hear how people are doing, and we want you to do well. So hopefully you had a good week, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks for watching. Did you like that video? Check out more from the original Father-Son voiceover podcast right over here, or subscribe to our channel right here.